All right, next up we got Different Beast.
Let's cut the charade, you are no wife of mine. You've been trying to take my life this whole time. I know underwater there are packs of you hiding. Yeah, I know exactly what you are, a siren. My real wife knows I'm not scared of the water.
There you go.
And my real wife knows I don't have a daughter. But while you were so focused on turning my men into snacks, you didn't notice that your friends got snatched.
What?
We are a different beast now. We are the ones who feast now. No more of us deceased, cause we won't take more suffering from you.
We are the man-made monsters. We are the ones who conquer. You are a threat no longer. We won't take more suffering from you.
We've been away from home for about 12 years or so.
Jeez.
First we slayed in our own war, and now we're here with more foes. While on the run from Poseidon, we found a ship with no crew. I realized nearby there were sirens, singing sailors to their dooms. We filled our ears with beeswax, that's how we resist your song. You pretended to be my wife, so I just played along. I read your lips and phrases, scanning for information. Sirens know about every route and horizon. Now I know how to get back to my island.
We are a different beast now. We are the ones who feast now. No more of us deceased, cause we won't take more suffering from you. We are the man-made monsters. We are the ones who conquer. You are a threat no longer. We won't take more suffering from you.
Spare us. Oh, spare us, please.
Why? So you can kill the next group of sailors in this part of the sea? Nah, you wouldn't have spared me. I made a mistake like this. It almost cost my life. I can't take more risks. I'm not seeing my wife. Cut off their tails. We're ending this now. Throw their bodies back in the water. Let them drown.
He is a different beast now. He is the one who feasts now. No more of us deceased, cause he won't take more suffering from you. He is the man-made monster. He is the one who conquers. You are a threat no longer. He won't take more suffering from you. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Kill them all!
This is the first, I think it's the first time. I mean, it's been a while since we watched the first act. This is the first time that I feel like the concept has been introduced where there is a tipping point between the hero and the villain. Because the hero can become a villain. So we have to assume there's a tipping point when that happens. You know, if everything is on a spectrum in its own right, why wouldn't there be, and I could say a point of no return, but I suppose there could be a point of return as well. You know, did we just watch Odie's tipping point? This one shot specifically of the crew looking down on the sirens here, and they look like monsters. Because not only are we looking at this from the siren's perspective, I mean, it's like, were they heroes and then they became villains? Have they always been villains? You know, I feel like a lot of times and I couldn't tell you off the top of my head, but like, you know, there's movies or shows that we've seen where You're following this main character and you understand their story. You understand how they became what they became. And then all of a sudden later on, you find out that this person that you've been rooting for an hour and a half has actually been the villain the whole time. But because you knew their backstory and their context and their origin, you end up rooting for them. And all of a sudden context is introduced that makes you go, oh, I've been rooting for the villain the whole time. It's interesting. That is interesting. An unreliable narrator. Yeah. And let's be honest. Sometimes we, the audience, the viewer, the one interpreting and absorbing the information, are our own unreliable narrator. Right? Biases and cultural differences. Yeah, exactly. We only see part of the picture. But you know what's fascinating about this? And this is way too deep to get into while we're watching cartoons, essentially. But think about this. One, I don't know if we'll ever have the whole picture on anything ever. Ever. Fine. But it's kind of wild and fascinating to think about. You could take a situation, you get a certain amount of context. You make a decision how you feel about that situation. You get more information, more context. It changes your mind. You feel differently. You get more. It changes your mind again, right? This could go on forever. And it all just depends on how much information do you have? Which information do you have? I mean, that at some point we as humans have to go, I don't know, bro. I don't, I got nothing. I mean, God, that shit don't end. But man, that is. Yeah, and I don't necessarily say as Sith is saying, like, you can say he's still a hero. These sirens wanted to kill him, and if he let them go, they would do the same thing to another ship's crew. For sure. And I do agree that I don't think that this right here is making him the villain or making the crew the villain, but I think it's kind of teasing us to the idea that, one, if we watch this, and as we're literally seeing right now in the frame, if we experience this from the Sirens' point of view, they are the villains. Now, for our purposes, they still aren't really the villains, in my opinion. But let's throw this on its axis. If I'm a siren and I gotta eat, I got bills to pay, well, my gift is, like my hunting gift is manipulation. So I can trick my prey into just coming over to me and then I can eat them. I got bills to pay. Like, I'm just trying to survive. Does that make me a villain? You know what I mean? Like, we could go, oh yeah, it's all about perspective. Yep. That's crazy. So, oh man. Oh, that's a good point. Ninka says it's the how for me. If you're going to do it, give them a quick death. And maybe that's something that stuck into my brain and I didn't realize it. But yeah, he says chop off their tails, well, maybe that's what would kill them though. Because it wasn't just chop them off their tails, throw them in the ocean. Oh, let them drown. That's what it was. You're right. Yeah, that was a little darker. That wasn't just kill them, get rid of them, so they can't do it to anybody else. It was almost a power thing. You know? Yeah, that's a good point. That is good. Different beast. I mean, even the title, you know, it's like they've established through their journey that they have they've overcome some really, really incredible things. And they've been doing it for 12 years. But over that 12-year journey, they have become a beast. And then potentially now they are starting to become a very different beast. Potentially. Or at least the struggle is there where they don't want to see themselves become a different beast. And maybe moments like this where Odie says, chop off their tails, throw them in, let them drown. That's like are we starting to head down that direction? Ooh, you know? And also, this is kind of the first time that I really took note of the fact that it's not like the crew is going to one location and fighting an enemy or 10 or whatever, and then going to another location, fighting another, and then another. It's even in the traversing between locations and between battles, they still have foes they have to deal with. It's just this never-ending thing. And maybe some of that subtle conversation also has to do with the fact, or do with the reasoning behind why the crew could ultimately become a bit darker and a bit more jaded, because there is no reprieve from it. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. The longer it goes, the more desperate they get. Yeah. Oh, that's a good point. Lenny says, lyrically, the crew starts by saying, we are a different beast, and then transitions into, he is a different beast. I did notice that, but I really didn't see it as that significant. But now that you mention it, that's a really, really good point. Huh. Wow. Oof, God, I love this. I'm going to say that after every video, just so you know. Buckle up. Why start calling out Odie? I mean, there could be a reason for that. I mean, Jorge has done some really, really incredibly deep stuff here. So maybe that in and of itself is also kind of a hint or some kind of symbolism or meta layering to the fact that the crew potentially has become a different beast because of the 12 years, because of what they've dealt with. But they've also kind of had each other to kind of stay balanced. But Odie, being the leader, is in a different position. So he becomes a different beast, but because of that leadership responsibility and because of the extra stress of being a leader across 12 years, he can experience a different, almost exacerbated level of what the crew has experienced. So they can both become different beasts, but certain variables may push Odie deeper and further into more of a darker place, and he might transition faster than the crew did. I mean, it's all conjecture, but I think there's maybe something to that. It's a really good point.